So I really haven't given a proper introduction to my first machine. I wanted to get a midi excavator for a long time, but trying to get the financing was always a pain in the ass, and don't exactly make the best money out here, so having that 20-25% down to put on a machine is pretty difficult. A friend of mine said, why don't you just get a compact diesel tractor and, you know, do mowing and rototilling, box blading, whatever. I thought, yeah, maybe that's what I'll do, and that took me quite a while to decide about that. It's been several years. So this year I decided I was going to do something. Next year I'm 40, so about time I got off my ass and bought something, I guess, instead of buying quads. So I bought this. I think this one's a 2018 Kioti CK3510 HST. I was looking at a Kubota, but it was hard to get one with a cab, or at least that's what the dealer told me. Apparently it's not quite true. So I went to the other dealer down the road. I even looked at New Holland and John Deere a little bit, and I've never really been all that impressed by John Deere except for their dozers. So I decided to buy this unit. Now I'm just starting it up. I haven't run it for a while. I'm gonna maybe push a little bit of snow just to play with it. I want to make a hill for the kids once we do get enough. So I got it obviously with the front end loader. I've got the box scraper for it. I've got a 5-foot rotary mower, rotary cutter, whatever you want to call it. It's like a bush hog style mower. Cuts stems up to 1 inch. I've got all that stuff parked at the farm for the winter. I've also got a 5-foot rototiller for it. Works pretty sweet. I've used it on some jobs, including a dirt bike track where I fluffed up the trails for them because they get packed down real hard. And then I got this. This is a stump grinder. It's a 24-inch stump grinder. I haven't used it a lot. Well, I have and I haven't. I had one private job. Somebody had 5 or 6 Chinese elm stumps they wanted ground out of their yard. And it worked pretty good for the most part for that. Took me a little bit to figure out how to get it kind of dialed in just right and which hoses worked best on what sort of thing. And then I used it more recently just before the freeze up here, and I had 30 stumps to take out. And the nice thing about that was a lot of them were rotten, so it wasn't that bad. But we had a lot of rain this fall, so the thing's just packed with mud. I got a lot of it out, but it's probably not going to get used until next spring, I'm thinking. So I've got to take it out to the in-laws farm. Just a good place to store it for the winter, whenever I get around to it. Otherwise it might just stay here. That box blade I put on is both a counterweight and it's for scraping out driveways. A lot of the driveways here are gravel. Nobody believes in pavement, I guess. So I'm going to get some little skids made up to fit on the sides, and just so that it stays maybe half an inch above gravel. I'm thinking that should be enough. Half inch, maybe 3/4 inch. And then I can just drag out the driveways and then push them up with the front end loader after. Everybody said, why don't you get a snowblower? Well, then you're throwing rocks everywhere. So that's why I haven't gone with the snowblower, at least yet. And I hate the idea of driving backwards. It's bad enough with the stump grinder, you get a pretty cricked up neck. But I might change that too and get change my hydraulics so I'll have 2 levers that I can operate from outside the tractor. Abomalite makes a package like that, but it's like $1,000 to buy it after you've already bought the stump grinder. If you bought the stump grinder with it, then it's only $800 extra. I'm like, fuck off. Sorry, it's kind of noisy. It's a 3-cylinder diesel, 35 horsepower, hydrostatic transmission. So there's your stop and go, or your forward and backwards, I'm sorry. That's your stop, that's your brake. This one has a clutch. And then it's got heat and air conditioning. That shouldn't be on. And so I'm just letting it warm up. I haven't run it for a while. There's your controls for the 3-point. And over on this side, there's a high-low lever, or a low-medium-high lever for the transmission. And then a lever for the 540 PTO. That's really what... all there is to it. I can get a backhoe for it, but I've seen enough videos on YouTube of people running the backhoe attachments on these, and those subframes get all bendy and twisty. And I've seen on several forums people have had issues with them cracking the subframe or cracking part of the backhoe mounting thing, so whatever you want to call it. So I figure if I'm going to spend 10 grand just to dig a few holes or trenches here and there, I might as well just buy a used mini excavator, which is what I'll likely do once I start making a little bit more money with this. I've done a few jobs with it so far this past summer, but with the fall being so wet and non-stop rain, I didn't do anything until I did that stump grinding job. So even my backyard here was extremely wet. So one of my future projects for this thing is to put a block heater on it. It didn't come with one. I'm a little bit disappointed about that. So I bought a circulating one. I'll see if I can fit it in somewhere on here. Otherwise, I'll see if I'll take it to the dealer shop and get them to put a frost plug one in. So I don't really have a big garage to work on it, and even if I did have a garage, I likely wouldn't be able to get under the door because of the height of the cab. So so yeah, it's a start. It's small, it's tiny. I had somebody say, oh, you can't try and reinvent the wheel, blah blah blah, but it has worked out, and I've done some jobs with it, and my customers were quite happy. You know, I don't charge a whole heck of a lot, but I charge enough to cover all my costs and then some. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with it. So yeah, let's see how this winter is. Hopefully I make some money with it. Even if I don't, I'm probably going to be hauling grain or something. So, and it'll start fresh in the spring. So yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it. And if it doesn't turn out to be something where I don't like running a business or whatever, at least I've got a nice tractor out of the whole thing. So that's the right color too. So talk to you guys.